Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I've got a little bit of everything. We are cleaning up outside. I've got some DIYs that I'm gonna do, and of course, a little bit of cleaning. We are throwing a 40th birthday party for my husband this weekend, so I'm just gonna take you guys along as I get all the prep work done. Okay, this video was filmed over several days throughout the week, and so the first day we are starting with the outside of the house, and we're going to be putting some pine straw out. We had this delivered and dropped off. You can see my little kitty cat Ozzy over here. I don't know what she's doing, but she's obsessed with the pine straw. But here's a look at the before. We still have our skeletons on the porch, but this is what our yard looks like before. You can see we definitely needed to freshen up our pine straw. We do this a couple times a year. We're also going to be moving our trash cans for the party and a few of the furniture pieces, so that's why you saw them where they were. But here's Chance putting out all the pine straw. He actually did all of this in one day, and he made it look so much better. While he was doing this, I was actually inside doing some DIYs, which we're going to show you in just a second. But he put all the pine straw out, and then he used his little blower to straighten it all up and make it look nice. It's funny how you can edit a video and make it look like it took no time at all, but this took him hours. So he worked really, really hard, and I feel like it looks so much better once it's all done. And I'll show you an overview of what it all looks like once it's done, but I'm curious. It is now November, and I said I still had my skeletons on the front porch, at least for this video, but I promise you that next week they will not be there and it will be full of Christmas decor. But I'm curious, when do you guys start decorating for Christmas? Do you decorate in November, or do you wait till after Thanksgiving, December 1st? When do you and your family typically start decorating for Christmas? Okay, and y'all let me know, what do y'all think of the yard now that we have all the fresh pine straw out? I feel like it looks so much better. Okay, so this is what I was doing inside. I am actually making some oyster wine stoppers. We're actually having an oyster roast for my husband's birthday. So what I did was I took some oysters and I painted them with white acrylic paint just on the inside part, not the outside, just to give them a white finish. And then I let them dry before I moved on to the next step. So after I get these all painted, I'm going to show you guys, I'm going to actually Mod Podge some napkins onto the shells, and it was so easy. I've actually seen these made into Christmas ornaments, little ring dishes, and then I also saw the wine stoppers, which is what I'm doing. So I wanted to share them with y'all because I thought this would be a fun Christmas gift idea, or even a craft to do with your kids. Okay, I've got all the shells painted, and I did leave some without any paint because I wanted to just have those plain. But the rest of them I'm going to be Mod Podging using these napkins, and I tried to find some little coastal napkins to go with the oyster roast theme. So I picked up all of these sets off of Amazon, and I actually really loved all these colors together too, and they were so easy. I just took a little bit of Mod Podge. I painted that onto the front of the shell. This is where I just painted it white. And then once the shell was fully coated in Mod Podge, I just took my napkins and I actually peeled them so that I only got the top layer of the napkin that has the print on it. So we're going to take that piece and then lay it flat on top of the Mod Podge that we just put on here. Then I used my finger to just press it down onto the shell so that it was completely flat. Next, I'm going to take another layer of Mod Podge and just Mod Podge over that. And as I'm doing that, I make sure to go all the way around the edge of the shell. And then once you start doing that, your napkin is so thin that it will be so easy to just peel it off around the edge of that shell. And here you can see I'm just peeling it, and if you have any edges that are kind of hanging over, you can just push them down with your finger and they will go flat against the side. And I'm not sure what's up with my camera, but it keeps going in and out of focus lately. It's driving me nuts. But here's what it looks like. Once I had that done, I just set it out to dry, and I went ahead and did all the other shells. I did all 3 prints and let them dry overnight.
I leave the TV on, I'm done with your sad eyes. I can take another night with you on like this. So let's go, I'm sure you can take it. You've been crying over him for a lifetime. So if you don't mind, we will dance till it's way past sleep. Another course that we can fly with the baseline. I know. Boys be boys, ain't no excuse, babe. Now hey you, oh hey you, I know you can find someone better.
Okay, this was probably my favorite print. I loved that I could use a few different areas of this napkin, and I thought that these little coral reef prints were so cute, especially for an oyster roast.
Oh hey He's a vagabond, he won't love you better. I can watch you sinking down on the battleship. So come to 10, then again, Mississippi. You've been crying over him for a lifetime. So if you don't mind, we will dance till it's way past sleep. Another course that we can fly with the baseline. I know. Boys be boys, ain't no excuse, babe. Now hey you, oh hey you, I know you can find someone better. Oh hey you, oh hey you.
Now the next step is to use rub and buff. We're actually going to paint this onto the outer corners of the shell and make it look like it has a gold rim. You could also paint the back of your oyster shell with this and make it all gold on the back, which I've seen that too, and that's really pretty too. But I wanted to just keep it natural on the back, so I only painted around the edges of the front. And here's what it looks like once you have the gold rim. And then I ordered all of these wine stoppers off of Amazon. Now I'm just using hot glue. I am not a professional, so if you're planning to do these and like sell them on Etsy, I would go with a different type of glue. I've seen people use the glue that you have to cure it and it seals it really good, so it definitely won't break off. But the hot glue worked for me. Like I said, this is not professional, and I feel like as like a party favor gift, also being short on time, this was the best I could do, and I think it turned out good. So all I did was I hot glued the one little dot on the middle and stuck the oyster shell on top, and then I did a little bit of hot glue around the edge. And then once these were all dry, I went back over them and painted where the hot glue was with that same rub and buff. Now, I did order another type of glue that I tried, but apparently the glue takes like an hour to dry, so that did not work. So that's why I resulted with the hot glue. And so far, the oyster shells have held up. Okay, we are moving on to our next DIY, and I decided to do this in the living room so that I could watch a show while I put this balloon arch together. I knew it was going to take me a while. It always does. So first, I ordered this metal balloon arch. Well, I guess it's just a metal arch off of Amazon, and it was so easy to put together. And then I also ordered a white arch fabric cover to go with it. I was so excited about this balloon arch because I figured I could use it for so many different events. I know we have our North Pole breakfast coming up soon, so maybe I'll use it for that too. Now, I am not a balloon arch professional, but I have made a ton of these, and they definitely look DIY'd. But I get all of the balloons from Amazon, and I have this electric balloon pump that I can blow 2 balloons up at one time, and then I just tie them together in a knot, and then I will take 2 pairs of balloons and wrap them around each other to make a section of 4 balloons. And then once I start actually building the arch, I will start wrapping more sections together. And then I also have these 360 balloons that I tie into knots to look like bracelets, and I use those to attach the bigger balloons together, also to the arch with bag clips. And then once I had all of my bigger balloons done and kind of set up on my arch, I went back in and blew up all the teeny tiny balloons, and I put those into groups of 4, and I used those same 360 balloons and wrapped them around and attached them to my bigger balloons. Now, like I said, this isn't very hard, but it is time consuming, and my fingers always hurt after I'm done. And my balloon arches definitely never look perfect. I am not a professional. Now, my cousin is amazing. She has her own balloon business, so she's given me a few tips. So if you're in Georgia and you need professional balloons, let me know and I'll send you over to her. Her Instagram is Golden Days Balloons, and she creates the most beautiful and elaborate balloon arches ever, and they're just so much fun. But I do love to do mine my own whenever I can, just to save a little bit of money. Like I said, I use the Amazon balloons, so I think that this whole set was like $15. I did end up getting 2 sets because sometimes I find that I don't have enough of a certain color balloon and it always looks funny. So I ordered 2 sets just in case, and I did end up using some extras of the smaller balloons, and I really love the way that this all turned out. Now, at first, I was not going to do anything else. I was just going to leave it like this, but you're going to see a little bit later in the video, I decided to use my Cricut and cut out some vinyl to go on the balloon arch. All right, now we're moving outside to clean the back porch because for our party, I figured a lot of people would be hanging out here and in the yard. We're actually going to put up some tables and chairs in a little while. People were definitely inside too, but I wanted to just make sure that this area was nice and clean. We're going to have the football game on the TV in here. We also set up another TV on the outside, where if people were hanging out outside and eating, they could watch the game as well. So I'm just using my duster to dust off all the furniture. We've already cleaned it a few weeks ago, but of course, you know, we have a screened-in porch, so it kind of has to be dusted off out here regularly. So I'm just dusting off everything, and then I will also clean up in our outdoor bar area, and then I'm also going to be cleaning off the windows out here. Now, this was actually still a few days before the party when I was cleaning out here, and then on Friday, the day before the party, my husband made sure that the inside was all clean because we did hang out inside too, but I was gone most of the day, so he did all the cleaning inside, which was nice.
Why don't we say that it's too late for us now? Why do we stay when I blame you for the things that weigh me down? 'Cause in the echo of your silence, I only hear what's best for me. Yeah, in the echo of your silence, I'm thinking more of her. She who wants to study your body, who gets the better version of you. I need the bitter.
So in this area, I just dusted everything off, and I realized later when I was editing this back, I forgot to film after I put all the pictures up in here. So I actually got a ton of pictures of when Chance was younger, like from baby all the way through college. And I put a ton of different pictures up just for people to look at. I put them up in here. I also put them on the counter in our kitchen area. And I completely forgot to film that. But let me just tell y'all, the day of the event was crazy. My daughter had a cheerleading competition that morning, and it was about an hour and a half away, and we had to be up at like 5:30 in the morning. She had to be at her school at 6:30 so that they could ride the bus to the competition. We went to the competition, and it was wonderful. Got lunch, headed back, and I was back home with 30 minutes to spare before guests started arriving. Now, Chance did a great job having pretty much everything was set up. He did all of the drinks and making sure that the coolers were full of ice, and we actually had caterers, so that was nice. We did not have to cook anything. We had a ton of people, so that was definitely the way to go. So we had oysters, barbecue, Brunswick stew, mac and cheese, broccoli salad, and banana pudding, which is my husband's favorite. So we got that for his dessert. And so most everything was set up when I got back, but I did have a few things I still had to do, like put the balloon arch outside. I did not want Chance to do that because I didn't want him to accidentally bust some of the balloons or something. So I wanted to make sure that if any balloons busted, it was my fault. So I wanted to put the balloon arch out. I had to put the Oyster wine stoppers on a tray. I had to finish his cake, which I'll show you guys that in a little bit. And then I also had to change and freshen up my makeup and my hair before everybody got there. Oh, and I put out the pictures, which is why I forgot to film it, was because I was literally doing that as people were walking up. People were already there and I was putting out the pictures, but I wanted them to be a surprise for Chance, and so he didn't even see when I was out there putting them up. But since I was so flustered and people were already showing up, I completely forgot to pull out my camera to film that part. Okay, now we're on to the day before the party. We decided to go ahead and put all of the tables out because the caterer was coming. He's actually a friend of ours. He was coming to bring a few things, and we wanted all the tables to be set up so that way he knew where to put everything. So these tables are going to be for our guests to be able to sit at, and we ended up putting about 8 chairs at each table. And I went ahead and put one of the tablecloths on there and a centerpiece. I got all of the items from Amazon, and I only put them on there to show Chance what it would look like, but we did take those off. We didn't leave those on there overnight. And he ended up setting those up the next morning. I pretty much ordered everything that I used for this party off of Amazon. So I did link all of this stuff on my Amazon storefront. I made a folder called 40th Birthday Oyster Roast. So if you're looking for any of these items, I'll make sure to link it all below, and it'll take you straight to that folder on my Amazon storefront. Now, this is our tent that we use for baseball tournaments. We decided to put this one up so that way we could put the food underneath it. And we have a couple of tables. We had a longer table that was going to be for all the food. And then we have a shorter table that we're using for drinks and all of the paper plates and cups and things like that. And then we ended up setting up all the other drinks here in this little area. Okay, so this is still the day before. I decided I was going to cut out some vinyl for my balloon arch, and it just says Chance's 40th birthday. I just used regular permanent vinyl and just stuck it on, so it wasn't perfect. If I really wanted it to stick on there well, I probably would have done some iron-on vinyl. I feel like that would have stuck way easier. But this was just much quicker and I didn't have to iron it on. But I was definitely nervous that the vinyl letters were going to just start falling off during the party, but they didn't. They ended up lasting the whole time. Also, another thing is because I decided to stick these on one by one, I wasn't able to use like transfer vinyl because that would not have stuck very well. But since I'm putting them on one by one, they are not perfect. Luckily, I'm not a perfectionist. So all you perfectionists out there, don't critique it too hard. I think it ended up turning out just fine. But here I was laughing because I actually forgot to put the other C and spelled his name wrong. I'm so dumb. So I did cut it out. When I started sticking the letters on, I don't know, I guess I just missed the other C. So I stuck the other C on there and it all turned out fine.
I need the better version of you.
Okay, here we are, day of the party. I had just got back from the cheer competition and I'm setting the balloon arch up out here. It was quick and easy. We did take some stakes to kind of hold it into the ground, but since I made everything a few days before, it made it super easy on the day of to just pull everything outside and just kind of maneuver the balloons around a little bit until I got it how I liked it. And then the next thing I did was put all of the wine stoppers on this little tray. I couldn't decide how I wanted to do it, so I ended up just using this little gold tray. I think it would have been cute in like a wicker basket or something like that too. But I just did it on this tray and then put it on a little table at our front door. Now, Chance did want banana pudding for his dessert, but I told him he had to have a cake to blow out some candles. And so I just got this pre-made Publix cake and I threw some mini liquor bottles, some cigars, and I got him some candles, just a gold 4 and a gold 0 for $40, and called it a day. Easiest birthday cake ever, and I feel like it turned out so cute.
You talk about faith. Is it just something you say? Or is it the same with that girl you texted when I look away? 'Cause in the echo of your silence, I only hear what's best for me.
So here is the look at the final setup, obviously before I put his pictures out though, because I totally forgot to film that. But I think it turned out so cute. Everybody had a blast. The food was amazing. We watched the Georgia-Florida game. Georgia won, of course. Go Dogs. Then we just hung out after the game was over. We danced and just celebrated Chance. All right, y'all. That is it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you have an amazing week. I'll see you in next week's video. Bye.
I need